I'm going to say it again, as the leader in this dynamic, as the dominant in this dynamic, it is your responsibility to first invest in that submissive before you expect a return on the investment. Hey LX Army, and welcome back. This is week 4 of our current series, Dominance and Dog Training, where I hope to help you overwhelmed and burnt out dominants get to the root of submissive entitlement and tackle some of the most common challenges to DS dynamics. So if you missed any part of this series, you can find the links in this video's description below. But as a quick recap, here are the principles we covered last week. Correction and reinforcement are two sides of the same coin and must be employed consistently because a lack of correction positively reinforces negative behaviors. Emotional regulation is a necessary skill for submissives, but it's directly linked to safety and trust. And balanced stimulation should be utilized in your play to prevent entitlement, boredom, and desensitization. But today we're getting even more practical with a step-by-step guide to teach you dominants how to navigate 6 of the most common challenges you'll face in your DS dynamic, starting with how to build devotion in the first place. And this question, how to build submissive devotion, is one of the most common questions I get asked. And this is a tricky one because although there are behaviors and methods of communication that will absolutely influence the level of devotion your submissive feels towards you, their heart has to be ready as well. The submissive must be open and ready to connect with you, not shut down, numbed out, or looking for a kink dispenser. But if that's not the case, and the submissive is open and ready, the winning combination I've found to build deep devotion is safety, playfulness, and emotional connection. And here's how I think they're built. Regarding safety, you have to remember that with a new submissive, they don't know you. You know you. You know how safe and skilled you are, but they don't. So regardless of your default style of dominance, I've found that a very effective way of building safety is to increase your level of gentleness and openness. This is the time to be softer in your manner and speech and to show more of yourself than you're demanding of the submissive. All right? So when I brought Jamie home, he knew nothing about this strange, crazy woman. All right? Through my behavior and speech, I had to show him that I was safe. I softened my voice, I got on his level, I used soothing tones, and I started sharing my life with him. I brought him to work, I drove him home, I invited him to be part of my daily routine, and I was consistent in doing so. I wasn't hot and cold and giving mixed signals about who I was or where this little puppy stood with me. I gave him a consistent message that I am safe, and so are you. Playfulness is also a very important aspect of building devotion because people like being around people who make them feel good. A smile is much more inviting than a scowl, and body language itself can send a powerful message of safety. So lighten your expressions, smile, speak with an uplifting tone in your voice, and don't take things too seriously. If you're submissive, sees you being secure and playful, it will allow them to feel secure and playful in your presence too. And finally, we have emotional connection. Do not overlook this one and don't underestimate its power, dominance. Emotional connection means being present and focused on the current moment, but directing that focus to your submissive by giving them your attention, showing them affection, and prioritizing time with them. As the leader in this dynamic, you must first invest before you see a return on the investment. I'm going to say it again. As the leader in this dynamic, as the dominant in this dynamic, it is your responsibility to first invest in that submissive before you expect a return on the investment. That is leadership. And to help you take your submissive training to a whole new level, check out my new Submissive Training Bundle on Patreon. This resource contains 8 exclusive downloads, including 3 brand new guides: a dominance guide to deepen devotion, a dominance guide to tackling trauma triggers, and 8 dog training techniques for effective behavior modification. Just go over to patreon.com/LXerotica to get instant access.